You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
All right, how's it going, gentlemen? This is your main man, Scott McKay, coming at you again with another Snippet from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop podcast from X&Y Communications. If you'll recall, in last week's Snippet from the Summit, I talked to you about how to succeed with women almost as if by accident. And this is a bit of a spoiler alert, but it has to do with your positive mindset towards women in general. It all starts there. With that in mind, I wanted to follow up this week on how to really rid your mind of a very toxic mindset that in many ways is the exact opposite of what we talked about last week, that is not only keeping men from getting better with women, but is actually being fostered among men all over the world by bad dating and relationship advice everywhere, it seems. And listen, before we even get into this, I want to fully acknowledge with you guys that I completely get it if you're a little jaded against women in general and you're particularly kind of angry at a few in particular. Women can be awful. They can use you for your money, for your status, or for just hanging around and having a good time. And certainly they can cheat on you and take you for a ride in divorce court, etc., etc. All right, but here's the thing. If we allow what some women have done to all of us to influence our thinking on all women in general, what we're doing is, well, not only the obvious, which is keeping ourselves from success with women because we're going to be avoiding them, but it also does something very interesting to the mindsets of the women we will interact with out there and how it influences their response to us, okay? So what are we talking about today? Well, listen, here it is. If all women are awful, like every one of them, then you're doing this wrong. Now, I understand that sounds pretty harsh. It's some tough love, but it's the truth. And the reason for it is absolutely fundamental. As a matter of fact, it's primal. Gentlemen, as I've said time and again, women follow our lead. If we do not like women, guess what? They're not going to like us back. If we adore women and think they're terrific, they will likely think we're terrific in return and adore us in return. You can put this to the test, all right? But the trap that we fall into is we get a few bad experiences with women under our belt. We let ourselves get a bad attitude towards all women in general. And whether we even realize it or not, sometimes it's flat out straight up unconscious. We're a little snarkier. We're not as friendly. We're not as social with women. We may even be avoidant of situations with women. And then we can't be surprised when if our relationship with all women in our mind is a negative one, that in reality our relationship with women is a negative one as well. There's no universe where you don't like women and women go, well, it's okay, I like you anyway. Now, there may be some precious and, dare I say, naive woman out there who may be the exception and be all over you and giddy and happy about it when you are not pleasant towards women in general because you don't like women in general. But I certainly wouldn't bet on that outcome. And by all means, I wouldn't sit around waiting for what I called last week a happy accident to happen. All right? Listen, gentlemen, you have to figure out that if women have done wrong to you, it wasn't the entire female gender who did that to you. It was a select few women who have big problems emotionally or in their personality somewhere. And yes, they may be flat out crazy. Perhaps they've had terrible situations happen to them in their lives and they're jaded towards all men in general, which, by the way, is the same problem. Women with that problem have a rough outcome in terms of their dating and relationship lives as well. But I would say it's absolutely more profound for us as guys because women follow our lead. You see how that works? Now, the good news there is you have a better chance at righting this ship because you are in total control of your attitude towards women. Guys, bear in mind, there's no such thing as all women are terrible or all men are terrible. There are black-hearted people, there are golden-hearted people out there, and like I've said time and again, most of us are squarely in the middle. We have good days and bad days, and none of us are perfect. It's not about all women. For women, it shouldn't be about all men are terrible. Guys, come with an optimistic attitude that this human being in front of you, who just so happens to be female, might turn out to be a good, decent, sweet person most of the time. Tweak your mindset to expect that. Do whatever it takes because, gentlemen, no matter how many women have wronged you, chances are you as a man have led, you have attracted women who establish that pattern and perpetuate it, and yes, you indeed have the power to change it. You indeed have the power in your mindset to have a different attitude towards women, and put me to the test, gentlemen. Watch women receive you differently, respond to you differently when you stop assuming all of them are terrible and give them a chance. Want to talk about this or anything else? Scott at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.